Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, and sometimes hair, so if that sounds like your thing, make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not going to see here on YouTube. Today I have a few more skincare tips that I want to share with you. I think what did I do recently? It was like habits I formed in my 20s, and I kind of wanted to include these tips in that video, but they're not really habits, they're more just tips. And more things I've been doing more recently as well. Just little tweaks, small little tweaks that have made such a big difference to my routine and to my skin, and I'm going to share those with you now. So let's get into it. My first tip is to apply actives after a moisturizer. This is something I've seen dermatologists do, estheticians talk about, and a lot of the more science-based skincare people here on YouTube and over on Instagram as well. So my skin is kind of back to its usual condition. I feel like it's fully repaired. However, it can still be a little bit sensitive to certain actives. So of course I've lowered my amount that I use actives, and also using lower concentrations of certain actives. And whilst my skin is okay, I still don't really want to bother it that much. So using a moisturizer before an active kind of creates this like buffer, not a barrier, but like a safety buffer in between the active and your skin. And whilst it doesn't stop that active getting to your skin, it does reduce the risk of potential irritation. So I get out the shower, I quickly apply my toner, a moisturizer. Once that moisturizer has fully sunk in, I then go ahead and apply my active. I also saw Susan Yara doing this more recently with her retinol, and I've been doing this for a little while with my actives, and I never thought about doing it with retinol for some reason. It's completely changed the way I use retinol. I'm not scared of it anymore. It doesn't dry me out half as much as it used to do after applying it over the top of a moisturizer. I'm sorry, my camera cut out, so hopefully I got the framing right again, but yes, I'm no longer scared of using my 1% retinol. This technique has also been known to help with the penetration of your actives as well. I do want to talk about this a little bit more, but in a different video, maybe like a myth busting video where I take all the like scientisty people I follow and share their posts about this, because I do want to credit them, and I'll link their posts actually in the description box now, but I will be doing a video about this. There are a few more interesting studies as well that show that you don't always have to apply your products thinnest to thickest, and it might not even matter what order you apply them in, but this is something we'll talk about again later. My next tip is the 3-finger sunscreen method. Now, a lot of people ask about sunscreen application, how much should they really be using, and how to apply it, and I often get told that I'm not using enough sunscreen in my videos because I don't show how much I layer on because it takes time and it's boring to watch. But I think the best way to explain how to apply sunscreen in an effective way is to draw your attention to @Fiddy Snail's 3-finger method. @Fiddy Snails Jude Chow. I believe this is her invention, but her 3-finger method of applying sunscreen I think is just a pretty good way to do it. And a way I've been doing it recently. So that's where you apply 3 fingers worth of sunscreen to the biggest fingers, the longest fingers. Dot this around your face and then use a cushion puff to help pat this in. 3 fingers does seem like a lot for your face, but because of that cushion puff, there's going to be a lot of product transfer. So having those 3 fingers worth just kind of make sure that you're getting a good even spread and even coverage as well. If you're not going to use a cushion puff, 3 fingers should be enough for your face and your neck, and behind your ears and everywhere where you need to apply it up here. But yeah, for me, this is a pretty seamless way to apply sunscreen. It does feel like a lot to begin with, but once you start patting it in and making sure you covered everywhere, it just like applies perfectly onto the skin. So do check out her profile, I'll link it down below. I'll actually link her Instagram TV video where she shows an example of how to do this in the description box. The next one is really weird, but inspired by one of you actually. This is, okay, so the worst thing about doing your skincare routine in the evening over the sink is not that you just want to get into bed, it's the water dripping down your arms, it's the unnecessarily wet elbows that then drips water onto the floor. It's horrible, I hate it, I hate it. So a few people actually recommended in the comments that I should be putting scrunchies around my wrist to help like grab that water. So I tried it. There's a few problems with this. One, I felt like I had to pick nice scrunchies. It was an issue where I couldn't just pick like an ordinary scrunchie. But also two, because of the elastic around the wrist, it doesn't trap that much water. It doesn't stop all the water going down your to your elbow, to your wet elbow. But also they get in the way of like patting and kind of like they're just there. So I got myself some sweatbands. These have honestly made washing washing my face in the evening. So much more, not more enjoyable, but like less of a hassle, less of a cleanup. I put these a little bit further up my arm, let the water just trap in those sweatbands, chuck them in the wash. I've got another pair that I can use for a couple of days. They're super cheap. I swear they're like £5 from Amazon, and they just make such a big difference. I know some people are going to be like, this isn't an issue, but for me, like it does make me shudder, like all that water going down my arms and dripping on the floor, and the cleanup is the last thing you want to be doing at night. The next tip is that you can use your one cleanser as a double cleanse. I know a lot of us usually have to stick to a budget, so we can't go out and buy every single product that people like me are recommending and making you think you need. I do love double cleansing. I love a good oil cleanser or balm that can really break down the layers of sunscreen I've applied during the day. But you don't have to buy 2 cleansers in order to have a successful double cleanse. Nowadays, everyday cleansers, your average water foamy cleansers, they're actually made to effectively wash away makeup, sunscreen, pollutants, all that stuff that gathers on your skin throughout the day. So with your normal cleanser, you can just apply that to dry skin, massage it around gently, emulsify like you would do with a balm or an oil cleanser, rinse away, and then repeat on wet skin. You just have to be super gentle the whole time, but that's what I do like about oil cleansers, is that you do just require minimal friction when you're rubbing your face, and the oils just break it down very, very quick with no effort, especially if you've been layering sunscreen constantly throughout the day. If you wear waterproof makeup, I do think a cleansing oil and a balm would benefit you a lot more, just to remove it all gently without any aggression or tugging on the skin. But yes, it's not a requirement to have a first cleanser. You can just have like that 2-in-1. So another thing a lot of people have been asking recently, and I don't know where this stems from, but people are asking me if I wash my hair before I do my skincare routine. And at first I was like, yes, but why is this relevant? Then I remembered there was a reason I wash my hair before I do my face or even my body. So I actually used to break out a lot, especially on the lower neck, on the shoulders up here, and on the lower back, around the hairline, and also in my beard. And I would find that this is because shampoo suds, conditioner suds even, were just sitting on my skin and they weren't being washed away properly. And there's ingredients in, especially conditioners like oils and other ingredients that are made to be washed away that shouldn't be sitting on your skin. This can lead to clogged pores and spots. So I've talked about this in my shower routine videos before, but I do wash my hair first. I make sure I'm leaning like right back like this. Not like that, but kind of like that. And just let the suds kind of fall into the shower. Even if some suds do fall on my body, it's not a huge deal, because once that's got out of my hair, I'm going to wash my face and then I'm going to wash my body. So now all the suds have trickled down, they're gone. So I kind of like work my way from the top and like go down as far as cleansing goes. And this really, really stopped the breakouts, especially on my shoulders and at the back. This is the same with normal cleansers and wash off skincare products. Just make sure that products that are supposed to be washed off have been washed off. So check your hairline. Anyone with facial hair, check your beard. Eyebrows. If it's not washed away and it's drying down on your skin, it can lead to breakouts. And also, going off from this a little bit, hair products, I no longer have a fringe. I used to have like this wavy fringe thing, but it made my forehead break out like crazy because I think they call it like pomade acne, where it's the oils from your hair products clogging up your pores and leading to breakouts, very unnecessary breakouts. Even if you have long hair that touches your face a lot, your lower neck, just make sure you're not using an excessive amount of hair product, or that the hair product is not oil based or it's easy to wash out. So they are my tips. Let me know yours down below. I always like learning from you as well. Like that armband one was thank you to you. As I mentioned, I'm going to leave some link to some of the most interesting kind of like Instagram profiles that talk about the application of skincare in the description down below. So please check those out. But that is it from me now, guys. I will see you next time.